Hi everyone, I'm Jonathan J. Reinhardt from Wargaming Recon, and we are back with another pandemic coffee break. So I want to first off let you know that we are very excited. I'm very excited to be here with you, and I am lucky enough to be working from home. So just like when I'm at the office, I get to take a coffee break, and I am enjoying my usual Tim Hortons mug with my hot decaf, Earl Grey, cream, and Splenda. Mm-mm-mm. Now we are live, and we're doing things a little differently today. We've upgraded our live streaming service, so we're using a thing called StreamYard now, which you can actually use for free. But we're using a paid version of it. And one of the cool things about this is we get to stream live to not one, but two locations, which is super cool. And I'm really, really excited about it. So we are both live on Facebook and on YouTube. Please put a comment so that we know you're here and that you're watching, and so we can say hi to you and see how you're doing. So please put the comments in down below to the side, depending on what servers you're on. Go ahead and do that, and it'll be really cool. Now, for today, we have a few things that we want to talk about. Now, it is, of course, a new day, and today is actually Friday, May 1st, 2020, and I can't believe that we're still here. We're still doing it, but we are. Another day, another pandemic coffee break, another day spent here sequestered as the world is going through these unusual and crazy times here. So we want to just welcome all of you and say that we hope you're doing well and are doing okay. We are actually really excited. I'm very, very excited. My whole family is today because today is the 10th birthday of our two bunnies. We have two mini lop bunnies, Captain Malcolm Reynolds, Mal, and we have Sally. They're brother and sister from the same little litter, and they're just absolutely adorable. Malcolm's this beautiful black bunny, all glossy fur, and Sally looks like an Oreo cookie. She's all modeled and just very snuggly, and we love them so much. And we have them. This is their 10th birthday. We've had them basically their entire lives. Sally, we got just as soon as you could get a bunny, and Malcolm was maybe a few months older than that, and we love them. We've had them just slightly less long than my wife and I have been married. And actually, this coming week, next week, will be our 10th wedding anniversary as well. So that's a lot of exciting times this May in this unusual world in which we live with all these things like just craziness happening. I don't know if you've had any special events of your own during these times, and if you have found ways to celebrate them. I know there's been things where people have been doing like drive-by birthday parties, and kids have put in like stuff on so that they'll have balloons or whatever, and they can meet up with friends and all that kind of stuff. And that's really neat that they do that sort of stuff. Uh, but we're just trying to do what we can. So actually today, what we're gonna do, and this might seem a little odd to do it for one's pets, but they're part of the family. So we're celebrating their 10th birthday by going all out with bunny stuff. So my eldest, who's 5, and my wife made hats for us to wear out of paper, and my eldest decorated them, and so we're gonna wear them for the bunnies for their birthday. So we'll have these little party hats on for Bunny's birthday party that we're gonna have, and then my wife will be going to the grocery store because we have to get stuff at the grocery store, and she's going to be picking up like a bunch of the bunnies' favorite foods. And you might think, well, what do bunnies eat for favorite foods? And our bunnies, and I don't know if this is true of all bunnies, but our bunnies in particular seem to like really tart things. So if you've gone to the produce section of your grocery store and you've looked and you found things that are really bitter, our bunnies love it. So we're going to be getting things like baby bok choy. If they have dandelion greens, our bunnies love them. And we've learned through experience that usually you can get like a bunch of them if you go to like a popular a grocery store owned by a large online retailer. that you get them in like a gigantic thing, but they don't last very long. So you really have to like get them a lot. So doing that, gonna get carrots. Carrots, although you've seen them in cartoons a million times, Bugs Bunny's been eating them, right? Carrots really aren't good for bunnies all the time, but you can have them as a treat because it's too sweet. There's just too much sugar. So they're going to get carrots. We're getting mint and herbs for them. We're going to do it all up so that they can have that for their meals today. Then for dinner, for us, we're having, we love that Annie's mac and cheese, not sponsored by them, nor are we endorsed, but we personally love them. And they're in the shape of bunnies. So we're going to be having that. We're getting a cake for ourselves. We're going to celebrate and sing happy birthday to the bunnies. And the kids are all excited. They want to have music and dance and do all this sort of stuff and just hang out with the bunnies and everything today. So this is a big day for us. And why am I spending so much time talking about it? Well, of course, I love the bunnies. So that's part of it. And I'm a bunny guy. But the main reason is when you're living in unprecedented times like these, you need to find ways to make something special because the days run together one after another, and it's easy to get lost, to just be stuck in the mud and not really feel like anything is happening, to become forlorn and to despair, right? So even if you have to make it a do, make up a holiday, right? Do something, some way to make a day special, make it different, make it stand out to help get you excited for it. And for us, this is a naturally occurring thing. And of course, we would be happy for the bunnies and celebrate anyway, but we're really doing it up because it's their 10th birthday, but also because of being here during the pandemic. So we're looking forward to that. But if you have done any cool stuff or you have ideas for ways to make days special for you during these unprecedented times, please put them in the comments and share them. Want to say hello to Philip and Dave and John. Thank you so much for wishing us, my wife and I, a very happy early anniversary. And yeah, we're very, very happy about it. So thank you. What other stuff do I want to talk about? So one of the cool things with this new service that we're doing is we can share screens. So I'm going to share my screen here, and what you're seeing, and this is one of the things I couldn't do before, which has me pretty excited. Because before I was having to hold up my phone and be like, here, look at this, and it looks awful, whatever. So here you can actually see. So this right here you're looking at is the piece of kit I was talking about that I was so excited about. Had these arms I can go on my camera, and then I could put the microphone on and everything. And it turns out that this didn't work. So it arrived yesterday. I was all excited about it, and it came, and I said, yay, I'm going to do it. And I was fiddling with it and got it on the camera. But when I went to connect my microphone to it, the microphone wouldn't connect because although the microphone, wherever I looked, it didn't have any information about what size hole it had on the bottom. It turns out, because I used my iPhone XR and its measure app to find out that it's roughly a 1/2 inch hole in the screws, because thankfully they use screws on this Neewer two-way Magic Arm are 1/4 inch, and so there's no way that it would work. So I am returning the Neewer Magic Arm, and what I am getting instead, and I ordered this last night, so we're just gonna pop it over for you so you can see what I'm getting instead. I actually just ordered this, and it's not as fancy, not as cool looking, but it'll work. Is this right here? So this is a Cowboy Studio triple hot shoe mount. It's not really hot mount as far as I can tell. I think it's actually cold shoe mount. But the neat thing is right over here, this part here goes into my camera, and then you can see there's right on top, there's that bracket there. So I can put anything there. I can put a microphone, I can put a light, I can put a video monitor, but then I can also put one here, and I can put one up here. And so it gives me 3 different levels of stuff, so I can really choose how to do it. And I believe I can put them, get them in, and it doesn't really matter. It's interchangeable what goes where. This was slightly cheaper than the version that only has the spot up here and the spot over here. But since this one has a 3rd one and it was cheaper, I was like, hey, why the heck not? Not the prettiest thing in the blog. And I know a lot of people who are into this kind of stuff, they get, it looks like a cage, right? Basically, it's a frame that goes around your camera or phone or whatever device, and then stuff connects into it. And so a lot of people prefer that because you actually get something that you can hold on to, and whereas this just sits up on top, and it's going to look a little stupid and unwieldy. So we'll see. But I'm looking forward to giving this a go and seeing how that is as well. But I was really super disappointed, and I got to say, Amazon was great. When I contacted them, I was like, "Hey, it turned out this didn't work as I thought it would. Can I return it?" They're like, yeah. And I was trying to find out how to do the return, because normally I would just go to like the Amazon bookstore nearby to return it, or I would drop it off like at a UPS place or whatever. And I was like, we're really not supposed to be going places. You guys are probably shut anyway. And so they're having UPS come to my place, pick it up. There's no cost. It doesn't reduce how much money I get back or anything. And so I'm really, really pleased by that, and very, very excited for it. And I guess I was just expecting that it would work, and I don't know why, but for whatever reason, um, the hole's too big in my in my microphone, and it's not like an unusual mic. And let me show it to you. So this is a popular mic. It's a Rode Video Mic Go, and right here, that's a hole. So if you're just going straight on the camera, you would just kind of slide it on, but this would have to go in, and it's too big of a hole. So it's very disappointing on that. And hi, Nathan. Nathan says a quarter to 20 is a standard tripod mount. 3/8 is a standard for lighting and other accessories. And thankfully, it's going back, and I'm gonna have better luck with the other thing. But really disappointed. Oh well. Live and learn, as the case may be. We got some voting results that I want to share with you. So yesterday I had mentioned about problems working on that hay cart from Things from the Basement, and I had said that the way that I connected it, and I don't know that it really made a whole lot of sense, but that the way I connected it uh, meant that I followed the instructions, but that just it needed to be fixed, is what it is. And let me just show you. Let me show you what it looks like here. Just open up another thing so you can see. So this is the hay cart. I actually showed you the one I have. And so right here, you can see it. The details facing up, but in the instructions, it looks differently. But it's not a bad price, $6.50 for this. You can get cool instructions here. Let me just show you the instructions as well. And I'm actually going to give you a full big view so you can hear me, but you're going to actually want to see the instructions. So we'll go to download instructions, and I'm just going to search for hay. It's easier to do. So here we go. Hay cart. And so when you're doing it right here, you can see it's upside down where you put the circles, and it's not engraved or anything, no details. But as we get further down, and actually you can see here, I'm going to zoom in for you. Is detail. And it just, I guess it needs to be updated. The pictures has to be updated. And you can even see right here, look, detail and as well. So I have to go ahead and fix it. And since that meant I would be needing to get another kit to work on, I said, let's do a poll. And so we did a poll, and we got some results, and we did it on Twitter, and also put it on our Facebook fan club group. I keep on saying page, but there's a difference. And you would think I would know, but there's a difference. So here we see we got voting results. Trojan Horse is coming in first. We got some people here who voted for it, and Industrial Tanks got some. Storage Shelter, none, which I thought was odd. So I'll be doing the Trojan Horse, and actually, because it's the weekend, I'm going to try to do as many of these as I can. And I can't promise I'm going to get them all built, but I'm going to try to do all 3 of these, and we'll see if I do. And that means over this weekend, you got a job to do. Okay. Your job is to go to our Twitter account and go to this fan club page, fan club group, and vote, because we'll have another voting thing up for what kit I should do next. And so your job is to go and do that and check it out and see what I should work on next. And that'll also kind of give you an idea of how much progress I'm making. If I'm not making a whole lot, you'll see some of those same things in there. And if I am making a lot of headway, then you'll see a bunch of new stuff. Nathan says I could get reducers to put in for my thing, but if I can return, it's just easier. I thought maybe I could get reducers or some sort of adapter, and I wasn't sure. And I didn't know which ones to get or what sizing or where to get or how expensive they would be. And I tell you, it kills me to return the newer thing. I've already initiated the return, so it's going back. But I really, really like it. And I think it's much better. It gives a whole lot more functionality because it doesn't just go straight up or down. You can actually, as you saw in the picture, it can go sideways. You can get all these angles. It's really cool. And I think the fact that it has the screw mounts actually gives more adaptability for other things so that I could use it with other stuff and on tripods and whatever. And it's not going to be as fixed. So I'm honestly not going to be half surprised if I'm able, or if any of you, Nathan, maybe you know which reducers I should get. If you get that and suggest that to me, that I'm not half surprised if I'll be buying this again, as silly as that sounds. And the hay cart, excuse me, John wants to know, what are you going to use for hay in that cart? Well, I do have bunnies, so I could put real hay in there. And we're Catholic, which normally doesn't mean much of anything, but just as by way of a connector. So we celebrate Christmas and we celebrate Lent and all that kind of stuff. And and I should get a picture and put it up. When I was younger, I think I was in college at the time, my grandfather made a whole creche for me. He's made them for my parents have one, and each of my aunts and uncles have each of their own for each of the couples, and all of my other cousins of my same age, so I have three of them, have one. And so I was the last grandkid to get one. And my grandfather has passed for many years now, a handful of years. And so this creche is one of my most prized possessions. And it's honestly the one thing, if there was a fire in my house, the one material thing I would go and I would grab to save. I want to save my computers. I want to save my toys. I want to save the books. None of that. Get the people out. My family gets out. Our bunnies get out. And the creche. And what we do every year, because it's supposed to be stable and everything, is now we take hay from the bunnies as their gift, I guess, and we put it in there. So it's in the manger for baby Jesus to lie in and around and everything. So I could do that. I could actually have real hay. Otherwise, I don't know. If you have any suggestions, John, please put them in there. But I was thinking of just making it simple and use real hay. And this and actually all of the things for the basement kits, I should mention, have been, unless we say otherwise, but they've been given to us for review. So we're so thankful to Jorg Bender and his wife Petra and everyone over there at Things in the Basement for their support. And they help to sponsor the Things from the Basement sponsored lumber mill segment of the podcast. So just a huge round of applause for them, and just really grateful for all that they do. And so you can see the Trojan horse wins. I had fun with this. There's all sorts of cool features in the StreamYard thing. Makes it really easy. And yeah, I'm really excited about this. I just wish it wasn't so expensive for us to do for a whole year at a time. Yeah. Now I want to share something else with you that I think is kind of cool, that I think you're going to like. So some of this you can't get anymore, which I hate because it's discontinued, but some of it you can. Now, I want to show you something from crescentroot.com, and I made reference to it recently when I was talking about the church from Things in the Basement that Tony Rieger did for me from Iron Hammer Studios. He painted and built it and all that kind of stuff, and it looks gorgeous. And you all seem to really enjoy it, which was very, very cool. And then I said, you can get some at Crescent Root, and there's other ones and things like that. And I just thought you might like to see something that they sent to us for review, did a whole video on it and everything, but you may not have seen the video. And we're trying to bring back some of our content that we've shared elsewhere so that you can get it here as well. Now, let's go ahead and open up another thing. I love that I can share my screens with you. It's so cool. Yeah, I love this. So this is unfortunately discontinued. It's 28 millimeter series. I'll show you the ones I actually have. So you can't buy these anymore. But this was a thing that he had done that was really cool. It was a new set of products that's a hybrid. So he was blending MDF and 3D printing stuff. And it's all pre-painted. And the doors were made to open and close. So that's really cool. And you have here like these little workshops and buildings and stuff that come with these walls down here. And he sent us 2 buildings. There's 3 there in the set. So we actually have, what do you see here? We have this one in the middle, which this looks tiny here, but it's quite big. And we have this building here, and then a bunch of the walls, or selections of the walls. So let me show you what we actually have, so you can actually see the real stuff on camera. Now, here's a little one. So you can see it's very cool. It's painted. You can see underneath the floor is like MDF, and how the stuff is printed. And you can take the roof off, and you can see this is 3D printed. There's striations in there, but it's nice. Inside, you get the floors detailed. The door opens, the door shuts, and it's really cool. So this is a nice piece. Next, we'll save the big thing for last. Here's what one of the tall walls look like. So that's pretty snazzy. And you used to be able to get a bunch of these. He's going a different way now, which I kind of like. He's creating sets, which is what York Bender's doing. So you get a whole set, but this was 3D printed. And little smaller places, great for hiding. 28 mil bolt action people with guns for doing things. And barrels. You can still get the barrels, actually. So I'm going to show you the barrels on his website. Painted, printed. They're really nice barrels. We'll come back to the barrels in a moment. And so then this is the big thing. So this has a door right here. Another door. Wrong way. Another door. You get some windows and stuff. The chimney. And you take it off. Bam. That gets you into part of it. But wait, you can take this one off too. So you can get into each section depending as the need is. And it's really snazzy, nicely made. And honestly, this has been a handful of years that we've had this. And so we did the videos and everything. I think I just pushed her out on the bottom. But it is... yeah, let's just push that back down. There we go. Good as new. But he's doing some new stuff now. So let me show you the thing where you can actually see what he has going on for what you can get. So if you go to his main page, crescentroot.com, blah, 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 and you want to go to 28 mil products right here. So he has a whole new thing here, Avila, Tin Town rather, an old industry. But right here in accessories, you can still get these oil drums, which are only $5.50 for 3 of them, and they're really nice. And so he has a bunch of stuff here that you can get that's really cool. And then he's still doing Series 1 stuff, which is a little surprising to me because I didn't think it was that popular. It's Middle Eastern. And if I just back up, these Series 3 things, which I thought were great, you can't get anymore, which is a shame. So Adrian has some of this stuff. Adrian has this one, I think. And this is a really nice piece. The roof comes off, the levels come up. You have the damaged floors, and there's walls, and we've used that for stuff. And then Adrian also has, this is a church that I talked about the other day. It's no longer in production, but this is a beautiful piece. Absolutely love this. And each section comes off. He just has the main church here. He doesn't have this extra building. And it's money well spent. And I don't think he has a base or anything, but just this gorgeous, gorgeous piece. So that was just really cool right there. Oh, regarding the hay, we got a comment here. So Rob says to take manila rope, cut the end in a 1/4 to 1/2 inch lengths, and the hemp fibers become hay at scale. That's awesome. Also, useful technique for dry, dead grass and clumps. 2 inches of rope will last you, or 2 feet rather, will last you years of terrain making. Wow, that's really cool. And Mark wants to know about techniques for painting the siding. So the great things about all the Crescent Root stuff is that pre-painted, pre-built, pre-painted. You don't have to do anything. You get them out of the box, and you use them on the table. So they do cost more. They're at a higher premium. Let's go back to show you one of the new things that you can get here. That's actually in production. So let's look at the villa, for example. And let's say you want this building right here, $85. So not cheap. It's 28 mil, and you get the dimensions of it right here. Almost 10 inches by 5.5 by 5.5. So that's a decent size. Don't get me wrong, but $85 is a lot of money considering, like, if you're doing full MDF and buying it yourself and building and painting and all that stuff, you could probably get this for a lot less. And to do, but again, it's completely assembled. It's fully painted by hand, and you can get different colors. There's a red roof for this one, or a gray roof. I don't think it shows you the gray roof. So you can get different colors. You could get the whole set for $238, which actually saves you some money. So you get everything. You're paying a premium though, and that's just one of those things. If you want to go this way, awesome. If you need to populate a whole table really quickly and you don't have a whole lot of time, I think this is something that is worth really considering and looking at, because Crescent Root does really good work. I love them. I never heard of them before, Adrian, but I absolutely love them. And they're just really nice. And yeah, Mark, it's kind of similar to the Miniature Building Authority, except these are nicer. Miniature Building Authority is nice, don't get me wrong, but these are much nicer. The painting's nicer, and the build quality, I believe, is even better and nicer, more durable. So Crescent Root is just a way to go, and you won't regret it, really, because it's good quality stuff that you have right there. And I would recommend it in an instant. Really, I would. So Crescent Root is a cool thing to get. And then I have another thing I want to show you that I think you're going to really like. And I believe we did a video on it before as well. So it's probably only on YouTube. So if you're watching live on YouTube or afterwards, great. If not, you watch it there. But you're going to see it here as well. So this was also sent to us for a review. And it's from Killing Fields Terrain. And they started off with these teddy bear mats. Hold on. So it's teddy bear fur mats, and we have one that we talked about on the podcast and did that was sent to us by their American distributor, which is excuse me, the Wargaming Company. So yeah, so you can see a nice big picture of it. And so we did that, and then they had another one that was coming out that was getting a lot of attention, and it's a static grass mat. So you can see right now they're doing another set of pre-orders, wave 3. They've been busting through them. They're $80 for a full mat. I don't have a full mat. I have a smaller cut down section of one just for review purposes. But you can see some pictures that they took with this and how nice it is. And it's a gorgeous mat. But let me show you the one that I have here, because I think you're really gonna enjoy it, to be honest. So let's see. Mine came with, and I think everyone's comes with, some instructions. And you might think, why do you need instructions? Well, when you get it, it's all folded up in the box. And so you really want to make sure that you flatten it out and everything. It talks about how you can add elevation underneath and things like that. And if you want to cut it down to size or whatever. So that's pretty cool. And then a little thank you note from the owner, Brian. And actually, Brian, thank you also. I believe you backed our Kickstarter as well. And so let's show you the mat. So this is the mat, and it has static grass all over it. It sheds a fair bit when you first open it, or the first few times that you open it. And it is just a gorgeous mat. You can see there's nice variation between the dirt and the static grass. It's so one of the things that I do when I get a mat is I snuggle it and I'm like, oh look, I'm a superhero and all that kind of stuff. Don't snuggle this because it's pokey. It's not meant to be a snuggle mat. So like whereas other mats like Cigar Box Battle, for example, I love because they're so soft and fabricy and you can just cuddle them forever. They're not intended for that. They're gaming mats. This is not a snuggle mat. That is not a knock on it. It's a beautiful mat. I love it. But don't think you're going to be all cuddly and your kid's going to just like wrap themselves up in it. This is a really nice size mat. And this is like a 4x4 that I have. So you can see, but you can also see that there's wrinkles in it, right? So it talks about how to weigh it down and everything. And you might be able to see through some of the light that you can actually see through portions of it. And that's because it's just a cotton backing here. So this is black to try to help give some depth. And it actually has a bunch of the static grass on it as well. I think this is a gorgeous mat. I think you could get a lot of joy out of it. We've taken some photos of minis on this. I have which I'll show you sometime. I have a painted 15mm Flames of War Army, which can be used for anything nowadays, really, on here. And so that this is it's a gorgeous mat, and I think people will really like it. It's pricey, as I said, but I'm not aware of any other static grass. Sorry, I got static grass all over me. I'm not aware of any other static grass mats on the market, not made like this at all. And sorry, it shed all over the computer and everywhere. It sheds a lot. It's very sheddy. So that's something to keep in mind. Really, Jesus, it got everywhere. But one of the things I also like about it, and maybe it shouldn't matter, is that the guy who does it, Brian, he is a dad like me. He has 2 kids, 2 young kids. And so he does this on the side to try to help get some extra money to help them out. And I think that's really nice. So if you're able to, head on over to killingfieldsterrain.com and pre-order one of these mats. It takes a while to get one. And it took me a while to get this, but you can see here, here's a ship date, May 25th. You just click on the order now, and it'll give you a whole thing. Here we can go. You can add it to your cart, and then you just do your checkout. I'm not checking out because I wish I had a full size one, but you just do. Maybe if there's a coupon code, I don't know if you have or whatever, and you check on out and do all that. But the mat is gorgeous. The teddy bear mat is wonderful. I'll pull the teddy bear mat out for another live stream so you can all see that. And when we actually did video with the teddy bear mat, it was kind of funny because what I had, I'm going to be getting a green screen at some point. And I've been saying that for ages, but I have a frame for it. So I have this whole frame, and I was like, I need the frame for the teddy bear one because the teddy bear one's huge. So I put the whole frame behind me and had that all up, and actually it blocked out a lot of light, so it was really dark, and it was actually really close to me, which was weird. But I had that, and I was doing video and showing it because it's so big I couldn't hold it by myself. But it's a beautiful, beautiful mat as well, and less expensive. Let's pull that one up, actually. So static grass, I said, is 80 and 75 for the teddy bear one. And teddy bear one's gorgeous as well. Also out of stock, but pre-orders for late May delivery. And you can't go wrong with that. It's really cool. And I think you'll like it as well. So that is what we have here for all of you. And just thank you for joining us today for today's Pandemic Coffee Break. Please leave a comment, really, to let us know if you like this new setup with using StreamYard. It lets me do all sorts of extra stuff you can see really easily and quickly, but it's actually rather expensive. So I'm only doing a 1 month of it right now for May to see how it goes and see what you all think and to see what we think here at Wargaming Recon, if we should migrate to this, both for live streams and for also doing our podcast, because we record with video and everything. And the service we had been using, Go Lightstream, we had some trouble with because they had some technical problems. And a lot of people love StreamYard, and it sounds really cool. But it, like I said, it's super expensive. It's like almost $300, $250, I think, a year for what we would need. And so I don't want to spend the money if people aren't enjoying it and don't like the features and everything. But please let me know if you think it's of value. And if you do, I will keep on using it and we'll keep on doing it. But we got to know if you like it. So leave a comment, please. And just let us know what do you think, if you liked how this stream has went, and we'll try some more next week as well. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in to today's pandemic coffee excuse me, coffee break. Sorry, my asthma acting up. Excuse me, I do apologize. So thank you again for that, and just I'm really appreciative of all of you for all that you do and for being here and just helping us. And know, please, that we are here as well. If you need help or anyone to talk to or anything, please reach out. We will be having our newsletter coming out soon for Wargaming Recon. So hopefully you are signed up for that. If not, get in touch and we'll help you get signed up for it. We send that out once a month, but sometimes we send out extra updates or whatever to talk about what's going on. And there's been some cool stuff happening on the website, articles and things, podcast episodes coming out, things being worked on, all that sort of stuff. Let's Roll convention happens May 16th. And today actually is the very first day that you can start to register your account. The games aren't up yet, so you can't pick games. That should be tomorrow, I believe. But you still might want to go ahead and get set up so that way you can then just log in and pick your games tomorrow and events and everything as soon as you can before they get sold out. So that's letsrollcon.com. Now remember, when it comes to the pandemic or anything, you'll want to make sure that you pay attention to the medical professionals, people who know what they're talking about, doctors, scientists, whatever. Not Karen on Facebook. Do not listen to her. She's wrong. I am right. I'm telling you, listen to the professionals. I'm not one, but listen to them. They know what they're talking about. We're doing the best we can, all of us, right, to just try to get through this. So be kind to yourself and to others. Good enough is good. It's okay. We can't always be our best, but we can just get through the day, and that's okay. So until next time, know that you need to, you know where I'm going, right? It's so funny. This got started ages ago, and it's become a thing. And when we when the episode with Duncan Rhodes comes out, he and I kind of talk about this, about how he's known as Two Then Coats, which is not something he actually ever says. He never says Two Then Coats. But that we talk about that, and we also talk a little bit about how the my intro and outros and the you got it, you need to, and all that, and how it's become a thing that people have expected and wanted. So it's funny to me, but it always puts a smile on my face, I guess. Oh well. Remember, no matter how busy you are, no matter how much time you're spending thinking, wait, don't forget, I gotta go vote in the poll for Jonathan so we know what's gonna get worked on next, so we get more content. You know that you need to, you have to keep on gaming. Thanks, everyone. Be well.